Guys, welcome to My Guy Reviews review of Pretty Little Lies Season 7, the finale. The final reveal of the final person behind everything, who is behind Charlotte's everything, who is the Uber D, AAD. Spoiler, it was Alex De Laurentiis, AD. Anyway, so let's crack straight into this. So Season 7 kicks off, and we've been kind of like, what's happening? Caleb and Spencer were together. In the end, it's obviously going to be Hannah and Caleb, and the very end for those two, obviously they're married. Super quick happened. They're having a little baby. Oh, that was so cute. Now let's pick another relationship. Alison starts off, Emily's there, and they get together. Oh, and they have kids as well, so that's awesome. Next couple, Lucy Hale's character Aria and Mr. Fitz Ezra. At the end, they're married. But unfortunately, there is a bit of a darkness behind it, and crack into that in the spoilers bit. And then go to our favourite, Toby and Spencer. Do they, don't they, will they, won't they? They weren't married by the end of it, but they were together. So it all ends happy. But let's crack straight into it. So Mona starts off, she's in a psychiatric kind of facility, and she's met by someone, a hooded mask. We're not sure who that is, and it's never revealed in the show, but that kind of kicks off the mystery that we are all aware of, and we know what's going on. Anyway, as the show kind of unravels and we find out what's going on, there is no foreshadowing to this villain and how this person kind of came about and where they came from, but the backstory is going to be fitted into this one episode, so it's an hour and a half, lots to jam in. And it's revealed that Spencer had an identical twin who's referred to as AD, Alex De Laurentiis, and she was then kind of adopted by a wealthy British couple who lived in England, and all she ever wanted was a family. And hence why when Charlotte kind of met her and they got together and their family, and they were thinking, oh my God, we've got someone together, and Charlotte was still playing games with the girls, that she took over the mantle to kind of mess around with the girls and trying to become Spencer, so she could easily just kind of swoop in and become that character in that group, in their clique, and replace her without anyone knowing. It's a good idea, but dun dun dun, foiled. Spoiler alert, foiled. So what else happens in the kind of season? We find out that Aria has been speaking to doctors, and unfortunately multiple opinions she's got. She can't have kids. She's been hiding that fact from Ezra. They have a little fight on the wedding, pre-wedding night, and then Ezra disappears and the wedding goes ahead, but Ezra's not there, and everyone thinks Ezra's run away, but it's alright, Ezra's not going nowhere. He's a lovely dude. He's just been kidnapped and he's been looked after by AD, aka Spencer 2.0. Spencer also, early on in the season, has been replaced by AD in various parts, and has really kind of become, and in her head she thinks she is Spencer, and she's taken over that lifestyle and everything that she has. And instead of just reaching out to a twin and kind of saying, hey, let's be twins, let's be besties, she wants her life, and she thinks she's owed that from them, and she's the one tormenting them, and she tries to get with Toby, and Toby's unsure as to what's going on as well. Anyway, but so the key point in the show is when Spencer actually gets kidnapped, she gets put away. Mrs. De Laurentiis says she committed the crime of killing the person who Hannah ran over, and she gets put into prison, somehow escapes and stuff, but anyway, she got put into prison. The girls get let off, and then Spencer gets kidnapped and then gets replaced by AD, and we get the whole kind of backstory, how she meets Warren, and she points out her little necklace, and how she somehow got a huge inferno and burnt him down, got his ashes and turned it into a diamond. These things aren't easy to do, but she did it. Never underestimate the killer. And so we find out she's been infiltrating the group, slowly trying to do that, and then she meets Jenna, and Jenna just works out straight away that that's not Spencer. She calls Toby. Toby then realizes, he confronts the group and says that there's a book and there's no scribblings, there's no notes in it, and that explains to the group that, hey, she's not real. Let's go to the house, because obviously Caleb's been hacking everything. He knows where everything and everyone is. So they all run down there. Mona's been watching it the whole time. They turn up to the house, and it's a house. It looks empty, but it's got all this furniture inside. But inside the house, there's a back door which leads to an underground place, which has got a huge underground bunker, which is bigger than most people's houses. I don't know how you can do that, but anyway, that's where they're held. And then there's a fight between Spencer and AD, and we're trying to work out who's who. Toby walks over there and gives them an ultimatum and says, there's a poem, and tell me your favourite poem. Spencer recites it, and they work out that she's the real Spencer. And of course, Mona's fake police officer comes running in at that point, kidnaps AD, and we're not sure about yet, but it does kidnap her, takes her to France, and the group kind of high five, and they've done it, and there is no more AD. Arya gets married, everything's happy. That at the very end of the show, we see them all kind of standing around, they're kind of just having a chat, and they're just kind of saddened at the fact that this is the end for them all, and there is no more mystery or anything for them. But the shows are really kind of foreshadowed other things, where there is another mystery surrounding another set of kids, and Addison and the girl who opens up a locker and sees the teddy bear with a knife stabbed through it. So there's a whole another mystery, but similar to Desperate Housewives, when it ends, you had the Terry Hatcher leaving Wisteria Lane, and yet there was another mystery happening in her own house, and that's kind of where the show finished. And similar to here, there's another mystery happening in the same school, but the show is finished for the main characters, and that's the end. And yes, it's closure for the characters, it's all good, but the characters have committed murder throughout the show, and none of that was addressed at the end when Arya killed the girl in season 5, I think it was. Nate was killed by Emily. Hannah ran over that dude, and they all seem to be got away with manslaughter, but it's all good because they're all high-fived, and they're going to meet each other after the honeymoon and stuff, and they'll all remain friends. And that's the end. Tell me what you thought. Overall, I'm just glad that it's ended. I felt season and a half or so dragged, especially this whole new AD stuff. Up to A was fine, just needed one villain. The Charlotte reveal was great, and it should have ended there. This whole new extra tack on, kind of just longing out the end, and there's no need for that. Anyway, tell me what you thought. Hit me up with your likes and stuff, and keep subscribe for more things.